Guys, welcome back to another video, and in this video I will be showing you my improvement technique on big cubes, which it's been going well. This strategy has made me improve a lot. I averaged about 240 about 2 months ago, and now I'm about 215 on 7x7, and I also improved really quickly at 6x6. And yeah, I'm still really improving quite fast on 7x7. So I'm going to show you my technique that I use, and my technique involves on doing mainly slow solves. So I do around 50% of my cubing is slow solves. But and I'm going to show you guys how I do my slow solves and what I'm thinking when I'm doing my slow solves. So the first step is inspection, and I'm working on my inspection right now because I'm not really good at it at the moment. So I'm trying to look for like at least like 2 bars or 1.5 bars. So I do yellow and white, by the way. So I'm gonna kind of do an example solve slash showing you what I think. So yeah. So I'd probably do yellow, and I can look ahead. I can predict my first 2 bars. I'm gonna make a yellow white bar here. And when I'm doing my first two centers, I pretty much only work on efficiency. I don't really work on look ahead because look ahead on first two centers, it's pretty easy, to be honest. And my strategy works around working on I'm working on things that I'm not very good at, and my look ahead on first two centers is pretty good. So I'm working on my look ahead. Just fixing my camera real quick. Should be good. So wait, let me see my solution. Okay, yeah, so my solution would be this. I messed up. Yeah, like this. And then I would rotate, and I kind of messed it up, but wait, rotate this side and do this bar. And I see this and this, so I'd probably do something with that. And I see this that goes with these, and I put this one down, connect these two with these two, and then put this one with these like this, put it down, and I'd probably connect this one with these like this, and then put all of them together and connect. And then what I'm working on right now is so I'll be telling you guys what I'm working on 7x7. So sometimes what I do, I'm trying to get rid of as many bad habits as I have. So this is one of them, which is when I have like an insert like this, sometimes I rotate and do this. But now I'm working to like use my finger tricks and start doing D moves like this. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do because I'm working on it. And now I'm probably gonna solve. I usually solve an inner bar for the second center. So I would solve part like this to solve most of the inner bar, and then put this one like this. Then this bar is almost solved, so I would connect it with this and this one. And then I wouldn't insert it because it's kind of annoying when you only insert one of these inner bars. So I'd probably make one of these. So I can use these three and this one to make most of it, and then use this one. And something else I'm working on, well, it's kind of the same thing, but when I'm doing my second center, what I usually do is rotate and do like this, but I'm working on, doing it from the side like this, or whatever finger trick. So yeah, I haven't really optimized my finger tricks for that specific part because it's something I started implementing today on my solves. So yeah, so I'm probably gonna get better at that soon. Now for this case, this is kind of bad case. Solve this one with these two, and then put this one in. Um, um, I see this, so I guess it's solve a 1 by 5 like this, and then I would try. I would do instead of doing this like I usually do, just a small pop. I would do the finger tricks that I do, which not really good because I haven't optimized it yet. So pair this with this, and then when I can see all my pieces for, and because I've done so many solves, I can do this pretty quick. So what I do right now is, at this point is when I start looking at my edges, and I'm looking at I see both of these, but when I solve, I will probably do this one because when I'm solving my last edge, there's a chance that this might get disturbed. And this one, it's pretty obvious that it won't be disturbed, and I would probably track this. Yeah. So when I'm doing slow solves, this is one of the things I'm working on, is looking for my first cross edge during my last two centers. So solve it, and I know it's here and here. So then I'm looking for another cross edge, which I see it's not at the top. So then I would rotate, insert this one, insert these two orange pieces with this. And then I see here. Then last one here. And then something that I'm working on actually is instead of doing like this and then rotating, which is really bad. I just realized, I realized a few days ago. So now what I'm doing is doing this and putting at the bottom. And what I used to do is solve. This is a way that I'm completely changing how I do my first three edges, because what I used to do was solve it like this, always holding this here and only doing U moves, which is horrible. And what I do now is, because when I solved, I always kept a solved edge here, and the problem with that is that I always had a big blind spot here at the back, and that's a big problem because it made me do some pauses sometimes. Um, that's only a problem for 7 by 7. I never had that problem on 6 by 6 for some reason. But yeah, so now I put this one at the bottom, and so I have less blind spots. Well, I still have this one at the back, but it's not. You can't really fix that. So probably do the white and blue. And then what I would do before is when I rotate, I would do this. But now I don't. I keep this one at the bottom, and then do this. And something else I'm doing is sometimes I forget what color this is, so I have to look at it again. And now I'm practicing to just insert it like this. And I see the yellow, the white and red piece, which is the best edge. So I solve it pretty easy. And something else I'm focusing on right now is my transition into first three edges into last four centers. So here I know I'm not going to disturb all these pieces really. So because my pieces are here, here, and here, because I'm doing the red and white, and I know all these won't really get disturbed. So I know I'm gonna solve an inner orange here first. So I'd solve it, and then I know what I'm gonna do next. I'm gonna align the center, and then I see this. But in a solve, I would probably just go straight into what I planned. So I could do some block like this and this, but really in a solve, I would probably just do this. Now for my last four centers, what I'm working on is purely efficiency, because look ahead isn't really something on big cubes, on last four centers. So, well, it is, but it's not something I'm worried about right now. So what I'm probably going to do is solve an inner line like this. Pretty easy, basic stuff. And also, I probably do an outer edge like this. And this is one of the things this is one of the cases that I'm like focusing on. And now what I do is I solve it like this, which is nice. And I saw that I have a piece here, which is pretty bad, but whatever. So then what I would do, because I know there's a piece back here, I would do this, and then I would bring it down like this. And I don't know where it is, so I'd probably look here, and then I'd solve it. Now, I don't see many green pieces on this side, and usually when this happens, there's always pieces on this side, on the back side. And there is, so that's good. So I would solve an inner bar like this. Wait a sec. And oops, my camera. Okay, so now what I would do is, for this case, it's not really a good case. What I would do is, I'd probably just solve it the normal way, which is this. Then I'd probably solve this with these two, and then put this one here, and then solve it. Pretty basic stuff. Now this is a nice case because all my pieces are on these two sides. So what I can do is put these opposite me2 m prime and slice it in. Then this is something else I'm working on, is doing moves like this, because what I would do before is something like this and pair it up. But now when I realize that it's actually better if you do slice moves. So yeah. And then I'd solve it, and then this is a super nice case. I have a lot of my red side solved, so I'd probably solve these three like this, and then these three like this, and then I probably flip the front face, because I don't know, maybe I should try to solve it from this angle, but I think it's worth it to do an F2 for this case. So yeah, I really don't know I really don't know how to solve this case, really. What I would do is something like this, which definitely isn't the best case, but whatever. So yeah, for this case, pretty easy. And also one big thing that I forgot to, when I get to like my last commutator, what I do is I start looking at my next edges, which is, it's not really something I need to work on because I'm already very good at it, because it's very similar to 5 and 6. So and then when I get to my last 8 edges, that's probably my specialty when it comes to big cubes, because it's by far my best part of my solves, and I can very easily turn super fast and do it without pausing. So yeah, I'm just gonna solve my edges. And when I'm doing my, I don't really practice this part of my solves because it's already, that was pretty bad for me. But when I do this on my solves, I don't really need to practice it anymore, to be honest. Now for this, now for my last four edges, I've been trying different methods of doing my last four edges. I've been doing what like Huron, and pretty much every Yao solver does is they just solve it from here. Some people insert it with this trigger like this, but what I do is I do another trigger, which is this, which uses left moves and another regrip, but I think it's worth it because you get to see more of your edges, which is nice. And something else I've been experimenting with is just not completely solving your edges. Because of parity, sometimes I just, like the blue and orange one wouldn't be solved if I did this, but I'd probably still solve it, which I don't know if it's the best case, but I would just leave it like this because of parity, and doing a move like this and slicing and flipping and slicing back doesn't really take much time. So do the obvious case, and then the other obvious case. Oops, looks like I messed up. Anyways, yeah, I don't have parity, which is nice. So actually, how would I solve this case? I guess I have to rotate. Yeah. Yeah, something else I'm working on is doing like this, which is nice. And 3x3 stage, I'm really not focusing on 3x3 stage right now. There's not really much to focus on other than focus on my OLL